Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Space 2 Awakening, where things are coming along splendidly. Actually, we're really getting moving. Sort of, kind of. So, 5.2K influence to buy out the Endless Research Park will be there real soon. And beyond that, we're just continuing to accumulate, just watching the big piles of resources go up. So one thing that we haven't done, and that I do need to get around to, and probably like pretty shortly here, is we need to build a behemoth. We currently have the ability to have one, and obviously like a science behemoth would be a pretty handy thing. If we look at our... Oh, I don't even have the basic behemoth tech. We might want to jam that in under dimensional folding. Actually, it would be really nice to have a science behemoth out there. By the time we have dimensional folding finished, we'll have enough resources to build a single one of those buildings. So I'm not like in a huge hurry to get it done. Do I want to... Here's a question. Do we want to slightly delay buying out that wonder in order to get the trade company going faster? Because getting the trade company going faster will cause us to be gaining not only more dust and resources, but also a considerable amount more influence. No, probably not. If we're going to try to go for the wonder, we should commit hard to it and make sure we actually get it, right? I think that's a reasonable approach. And we're only a couple of turns away, and then we can start buying other stuff again. So we are having a little event here. The new industrialist movement on Gonos is causing more problems than you would like. Well, that's probably true, because I would like zero. Apparently, some political organizations have been spearheading a civilian movement to tear down the old, destroying valuable cultural monuments and priceless artifacts in an attempt to usher in a new industrial era. Okay, well, that has some upsides and some downsides. So, Gonos is currently building still some pretty basic stuff. To be perfectly honest with you, I definitely want the industry boost on Gonos. Okay, we have to maintain this scientist law for 10 turns. Maybe I made the wrong choice with that in view, because we should probably be doing things that boost our scientist political opinion, right? Well, I mean, we're researching things from the, aside from Behemoth Blueprints, we're researching things from the Science Quadrant. That'll help a little bit. We're going to be building more science buildings. That also will help. Yeah, hopefully it'll be enough. We're going to take this, which feels like it should generate scientist political will, even though we know it won't. The Vaulters have allied with Horatio, who we are not familiar with, and they want me to join in too. I don't think we want to do that. I think I want to be on my own victory path here. It's an interesting offer, though. You know what, we should probably go ahead and build the magnetic field generators really quickly here first, just because, you know, this is a fair amount of science and it comes in a lot faster. Alright, so... not a whole lot to do here. How many turns are we from Nos settling? Oh yeah, that's right. Nos is going to settle mostly based on incoming food ships, rather than on the reported rate of settlement. Current political polling has the scientists maybe not maintaining their seat, which obviously would be very inconvenient for me. We might be okay, though. It's so hard to know, you know? Also, I'm going to be honest with you, I was expecting this to be coming down a little bit faster after the completion of the industry building. I thought it was going to take more time off. Well, we could expand out to another world or two to grab more industry, but I think we're just going to let that work. That can be the next thing we spend influence on after we buy the wonder. Alright, so stuff being completed has pushed us over the value that we were looking for, over that threshold. And this will be good for the Empire as a whole. And yeah, we're going to generate... oh, actually, that's religious will, for some reason. Obviously, this one's also religious. That's weird. Okay, well, we're eventually going to be generating some more scientist will through, through building stuff. I'm a little surprised how few of the science buildings actually generate scientific scientific desire among our people. Well, we should probably here grab Gonos 2 and then like predictive logistics or something like that. We should grab this other planet though. The Unfallen were invited into that alliance instead. And we were attacked at the pirate base. So the Sophons are going to hang out here and be a problem, but they're not actually going to stop the pirates. Well, we do have a safe node to retreat to, so we will. And I may as well just have you fall back there as well. Oh, except you're out of movement. Well, we'll try to make sure that we're mashing this button as the turn starts, because otherwise that battleship is just going to get attacked and driven off as well. Alright, and now we have access to the Behemoth design. So, I want to check something really quickly here. To lower the cost of science technologies, we would like to orbit a black hole or a neutron star. We don't have access to any of those, do we? We have a solar nebula. We have this thing. We have an asteroid field. We have another solar nebula. Okay, there's a neutron star over there. Not that I think we could necessarily make that work. It's pretty deep in enemy territory and unsafe. Alright, what does the rejuvenation field give? That lowers the left quadrant, cost of technologies in the left quadrant, and the solar nebulae order will reduce the cost of technologies from the right quadrant. Those are both still pretty useful, and obviously when it's orbiting any special node, it's giving just raw extra science. So it sure would be a nice thing to have one of these. We really don't want to disrupt the capital. Where are we at in terms of industry output among our systems? After the capital is Veni, and it's not even that far behind. How quickly could you put one of these together for me? Not that quickly, it turns out. Think we're better off getting this finished than completing the other thing. But yeah, I'm a little worried now about the science. Worried about the amount of scientific support that we're carrying into this election. And again, we have very limited ability to affect our people's voting intentions. Hey look, we did it. Alright, that'll be helpful, because that's going to push the entire Empire, like, way, way up in approval for a while. Obviously very good for us. Yeah. That's awkward. The fact that they're just going to sit there at Libra and not do anything to the pirates, but also prevent me from doing anything to the pirates. They still want me to join their alliance. The thing is, if we join up, we no longer have the ability to win a science victory. I just don't think it helps us very much. If we... Obviously, we can't go to war with the Vultures anymore. Well, we could. We don't actually even know where their allies are. But it's trickier, at least, to go to war with the Vultures now. But I don't think joining that alliance, like... Yeah, that alliance doesn't do anything for me. It's a bunch of teamwork toward a goal that I'm not hugely interested in, and away from the goal that I was working on. So I think we're just going to continue to soldier on here. This turn we'll buy this out. Hey, that thing's come to an end, which should lower support for the pacifists a little bit. We don't really want to build this. How do I want my people distributed here? We probably want to keep everybody on Gonos 4. I just wanted the second planet for the purpose of powering up all those buildings that care about your planets. Alright, so then Cert will be the location of the next subsidiary, and that should be a pretty easy hold for us. Man, they really want me in their alliance. It's kind of weird, actually. I wonder what it is that they feel like they're getting out of that. I wonder if maybe they're involved in some kind of huge war that they're still losing. You know, maybe there's a Craver on the other side of them, or like a Craver and a Hisho, and they're both just picking at them from different sides or something. It's tough to imagine the reason that they would want us anywhere near their thing. So we have 126 food going in toward Nos right now. Okay, and the game is completely locked up. There we go. That was weird. 126 food coming in right now. So as things stand right now, we would need 23 more turns of 6 food per turn. Which is to say that that food ship is not quite going to get the job done. Right? We need 138 food to finish this place, but we're getting pretty close. This might be an okay time to throw on the new colony rule right now, just in case I slightly miscalculated. Just in case that food ship is in fact going to finish it. But even if that food ship doesn't, it'll finish in a couple of turns. We want to make sure we're getting that big bonus. Although, yeah, we could still use it. There are still places that are not at maximum happiness. I was going to say, although we already have the benefit from completing that wonder, which obviously is a pretty big deal. Okay, these guys are slowly sieging down the pirate base. I guess we'll just come home? Not really much reason for us to continue sitting out here. Oh, they went into full invasion mode. Okay, that's good. That's a nice thing for us. So we have once again hacked Mira, and they have access to some interesting technologies here. Is there anything on this list that is new? They're researching a lot of military tech, like a lot of military tech. They do now have gamma absorption. I think that's probably what we're taking. And then we're gonna do that hack again, because it keeps working and it's so good. Alright, and that strongly incentivizes me to pick up Nusicon 3, because now we would actually be getting the Quadradix. It's also unlocked the microwave pipes. I don't know if you know this, but I think microwave pipes are pretty okay. I am not going to help you in your alliance. I'm going to just sit over here and do my thing for a while, if y'all don't mind. Okay, that trade company will be built pretty quickly, or we could just buy it out next turn. So we'll get our second trade company online. That'll help. You can see we're already, like, basically financially solvent again, which is cool. Those trade companies are bringing in something, a little something. And yeah, I feel like pretty okay about our position. It's not a mind blower, but it's solid. Yeah, survey looks pretty rough for us here. Okay, lots of scientist votes in the home system. That's nice. A little worried about all that militarism in the Senate. Yep, so we lost the party that we need to keep pushing our faction quest forward, which means that our options now are wait until turn 100 to maybe be able to get this back in the queue, or simply change government types again. Try to force a reconsideration. Thing is, I don't think our position is... Yeah, I don't think there's a good reason for us to do that. I think we just soldier on here. So we unlocked Make Love Not War, which is totally fine. We might end up getting some use out of. We've also unlocked the Work Not Shirk Act, which is great. It's a very significant portion of our influence per turn, but it's also just a huge amount of industry. I think we gotta do this, right? What is our total empire-wide population at the moment? 64? So this is over 360 industry at a cost of 256 influence. Or sorry, at a cost of, yeah, 256 influence per turn. Like, that's a huge, huge conversion. Really, really excellent thing to have on. Still not joining up. The Industrialist Party is a good, strong party. It's a really, really good one. Sometimes we don't end up with the plan we wanted. But we sure do still have a plan. Okay, so there's Nos. Nos has flipped into a new colony, so we get that big approval boost for a little while. We've also gained control of over the constellation, which is pretty whatever. Honestly, not very exciting. Boy, I'm starting to wonder if my system is having a little problem here with all of the hitching and nonsense that's going on. I'll have a look into it. So we hit 50 Imperials, which means that we now have even more influence coming out when we build stuff. Amoebas are up to 5. We're doing a good job of growing them, and we should probably continue pushing on that, and also continue distributing them all over the place, because now that we have 5, obviously, we have the ability to bounce some out to some other places. So actually, I suppose before I press this button, I should figure out where I want them to go. Well, Nos has plenty of room and really could use the food. So why don't we send 1 point of amoeba population down there. And then we have 2 points in the capital. Let's put one of them on a ship. Toward... How much room is left in Veni? Oh, a ton. And Veni also could really use the extra food. Because as we grow past that first planet, we're getting into a situation where there's just not a lot of food left. Okay. You only have 2 movement. I should have redesigned this thing a little bit. That's fine. We have some dust and we can sell some resources. We will certainly be able to afford the retrofit. So let me edit this really quickly. I think we'll pull a couple of these, get a decent movement speed going, and then just fly it over to the Solar Nebula, probably. Yeah, nice and cheap. Alright, get over here and then we'll figure out what to do with you once you're over there. And the Sophons are attempting to take Gistrad. I don't think that we should allow that to happen. We're going to go over there and blockade that down. Unfortunately, I can't colonize the other world here. If I could, what I would do is just put down a rival outpost and then steal their food and stuff. But I think we're going to have to starve them out and then try to colonize the same planet that they're already on. How close are we to finishing the Wonder? Pretty close. I'm debating whether it makes sense to spend influence here, or whether I should spend the influence to, like, push Nos really quick. I think this is probably a pretty sensible thing to do. And then, yeah, get my level 2 modernization going, because obviously I want all of that influence forever. And beyond that, we don't really have a super obvious good building. The microwave pipes obviously kind of wasted on a system that has only this much population. I guess we could just build some of these bad buildings. I mean, this will be fine once the population develops a little bit, and we'll, you know, as we're sending amoebas down there and everything, we'll get there. Actually, do I want to send... Maybe I want to send 2 of the 3 amoebas from this system. I think I do. Oh, get in the spaceport. There you go. Yeah, we'll charge that up a little bit more. And you know what? I think I'm going to rush this out as well. Now, this is a system where microwave pipes would actually be pretty effective. I think that's a thing worth building. We're going to slow down these F-Reality Institutes a little bit in favor of microwave pipes, because, you know. Alright, how are we doing on diplomatic pressure with the Sophons? Because we've pressed their influence bubble back pretty hard for quite some time, yeah. We're probably almost at the basic demand threshold, but I'm not making any basic demands. We're going big. Also, I realized I did not bother to install our hacking programs on their system, and stuff's been working out really well so far. We can't actually tell, because there's not enough feedback in the hacking system, we can't actually tell if the hacks that we're running are successful because of the things that we're doing here or not. But I'm just going to continue recreating the situations that are leading to success. I'm going to be hopeful. Interesting that the Sophons cleared out the pirate base on Libra, but didn't bother to set up. There. Hey guys, could you maybe come over here and check out what's happening on Pictor for me? Is that just pirates, or is something else occurring?
Whatever you're planning, you don't want.
Okay, something else is occurring. That is legitimate war problems that they are having right there. Because they're at war with that big alliance, right? Yeah. So it's probably unfallen ships. Well, that's rough. That's real harsh for them. Unfortunately, I don't really know what they could possibly do about it. I'm certainly not going to get involved. I will say that the Sophons getting killed is actually pretty good for us in a couple of ways. We want you over there? No, I really want you on the planets that are generating food. That's pretty good for us in a couple of ways, because we really obviously benefit from the other player who's really good at science being removed from the science race. Probably this is Graviton Shielded Laboratories time for you. And also, yeah, we're just going to be building a ton of science buildings over the next several turns. Hopefully, we're going to be pushing out into the... we're going to be pushing so much science political will with all this research that in the next election, the scientists are able to hold the party really easily. Do we want to grab Endless Secrets? I guess we'll take maybe Evaporation Inhibitors on the next hack. It might be a good idea for us to pick up a better version of the Stellar Node Study stuff. So maybe we want to do like that real quick. Because this will give us access to Advanced Climate Engineering and the best version of that thing. And then also that qualifies as one of the techs to move us forward. The place that we're going first is right here. Obviously, this is by a huge margin the best of the endless techs for the science victory. Just a dramatic reduction in technology costs. And we're going to want more science behemoths for those same reductions in technology cost. It's just a shame that we don't have access to a special node that would actually allow us to... Weird that there's pirates here. Get out of here, pirate. Oh yeah, it's unfortunate that we don't have access to any of the nodes that would allow us to reduce the cost of the science quadrant technologies. Alright, here on Veni, I think microwave pipes make good, solid sense. We probably actually don't want anyone on this planet, right? Yeah, Veni 3 is just a strictly worse version of Veni 4. Hey, what a surprise! We killed the pirate. The Sophons and the Riftborn have glommed together. And we now are... Are we actually starving them out? We are starving them out, okay. I suppose we should probably get a colony ship going, because it looks like they're gonna actually take that if we don't actually take that. Which is, I mean, it's fine. It's not ideal, obviously, but it's fine. You know what, I'll just rush that thing. So, where are we at on using influence now? The microwave pipes on Cert are generating pretty slowly. That's probably the next place that we want to spend. Okay, cool. We're going to replace some of that amoeba population immediately, and then we should also have amoebas being born here pretty frequently. In fact, you know what we could do? Well, I was going to say we could ship off the point of Imperial population and have a system that's only amoebas, but actually, no matter what, you always have a possibility of your base population type being generated when a new population is born, so that actually doesn't solve that problem at all. Alright, once our behemoth gets over to Cert, we'll refit it with whatever the appropriate modules are, and then, like, send it to Lita or something. Alright, we got our other wonder, which is good fun, and a reduction in the cost of all technologies, obviously very important. +2 deposit value on Nakar is pretty bad. I wonder if we now jump him to Veni, or maybe even Nusakan, or maybe Cert, right? Because it's not strategic specifically. It's any resource, I believe. Yeah. What is going on with my system right now? Why is it taking forever? I wonder if something's wrong with my hard drive. This is very strange that it's taking such a long time to do everything. Okay, sorry, just trying to really quickly get some stuff closed. There's not a whole lot of stuff running on my system right now. I wouldn't think that any of this would be responsible. Yeah, so +2... No, it is strategic resources only. And this obviously is what we're really headed for. I suppose this is okay. Yeah, he doesn't really have a lot of other useful system-level stuff, does he? Alright, well, we'll grab that. And then maybe we do move him to, like, Nos? Nos could use the help growing. And it would be nice to bring in more antimatter. We're going to be pretty antimatter locked for a while. Yeah, he can guide the growth of this wonderful new system. Boy, that sure is a lot of everybody. Okay, none of these are settlers, though. We'll just hope that they don't feel the need to get aggressive. I'm assuming that these unknown ships here are actually Vaulter ships in disguise. I'm not 100% sure if that's possible. I don't remember how the Vaulter Privateer thing works exactly in terms of disguising the appearance of your ships, because obviously these ships do not look like Vaulter vessels. Yeah. Gistrad is weirdly popular. We are definitely going to have to take it over. It almost makes me wonder if there's something there that I can't see, because our curiosity exploration power is a little lower than usual. And obviously, a problem that we're going to be solving soon. How many turns until you arrive? Okay, you are arriving this turn. Well, we can just buy out the next level of this thing. Do we need to? How much value do we get out of having this right now? Advanced Node Analyzer is not worth taking. Okay, so this does not have the next level of the analysis module on it anyway. It doesn't really help us to buy that out. And we're not going to be able to buy out Behemoth Advanced Climatology, because it's way too expensive. So I think we'll just refit the Behemoth with what we have available now, continue researching the better nodes, and have it come back later. And re-equip those once they're available. Yeah, this is worth building. Lots and lots of science buildings everywhere, now that we have the ability to actually construct them. Here we should probably put together the flat science building first. We're just gonna continue to ignore all these ships over here. I don't know why they think it's okay for them to just wander into the middle of my empire. Like, I'm gonna be cool with that. Actually, you know what? Since this node is within our bubble, we can just move over there and then re-equip. So are we cool with it being a solar nebula? The solar nebula reduces the cost of... Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I think that's fine. So... we want to just move over there and retrofit once we're there. That's honestly pretty ideal. Alright, let's hope nothing terrible happens to our scout ship immediately as it arrives. I mean, in order to attack the ship, they would have to just press the attack button, and then their fleet would fight with whatever in the whatever of ours on that node is the largest, which means they'd have to fight a battleship plus the colony ship. It would not actually work out all that well for them, probably. Alright, we get our new outpost, and it should be very, very easy to get things done. Pulling food from Cirta I don't think makes a lot of sense here. It's trying to pull food from Cirta because that's where the most food is. But like Veni and Nakar both have reasonable food output. Ooh, actually Nakar's kind of close. Close to not having any extras. I think we'll just pull food from Veni. That makes sense to me. And we have almost no natural food income. I'm debating whether I want to spend the 425 influence to double the effectiveness of the food ships. I think I will. With that being only a little bit over a single turn worth of influence income, I think that's worth doing. And then Mira, let's have a look at their resource text, or their new stuff. I don't really see a lot of new stuff. Okay, then I think we do want to grab increased curiosity exploration power here. Hadrilenko can grab the other point of this for the moment. We still don't have a fleet for him to run yet, so he's going to pretend to be good at other things for a little while longer. Still want this, but we're nowhere near being able to afford it. It would actually be really nice to get it here, too. How far are we from the resource levels that we need? Pretty far. Oh, we're about to get our third trading company, too. What's going on with luxuries right now? Can we just buy the stuff we need? Yeah, there's plenty of both. Okay, so it would take me 35 incense and 17 hydromiel. I bet we can make that work. Because I would like to get this building now. This is the moment when it is convenient. So I need 2.7k. Well, it turns out I can sell all of that pretty comfortably. So let's get this going here. Actually, we do have some minor terraforming ability now. I think it might be in our best interest, in terms of getting things done in this system, to just terraform this planet real quick. Like, I know that, as it stands now, it has a pretty solid science output, but I think we'll be better off in the long term turning this into a food planet to help us fill up the other science planets. That would only be 4.4k. We can make that happen. Obviously, we're not going to get anywhere letting that terraform naturally. And now we have all this money. Well, we could buy the resources necessary for more... The resources necessary for more system developments. Which might well be the thing to do here. Because obviously each one of these that's running is a big deal. Which systems are still level 2? It's almost all of them, right? Yes, it really is almost all of them. Alright. So we can only do 2 more through purchasing, because there's not enough of either resource for there to be a third. What does that look like in terms of spending? A lot. A lot, but probably worth it. Because, like, this is actually a very, very high value move. So we can sell those. We definitely will never need those. I'm not going to use Red Sang ever. Okay, so where are the systems that have population but still want to grow rapidly? Places where we still need way more population. Is Nusakan one such system? Yeah, we actually still have a considerable amount of growth potential here, so we'll put that on there. And then... yeah, Veni is another good example of such a place. We'll just rush that out and get that done. Can I do the same thing here? There we go. Alright. So get both of those moving right this second. Oh, right, and then I should rehack. I should never stop hacking Mira, because they have the real good technology over there. And apparently, no hacking defenses whatsoever. We've never even seen an attempt at a traceback from that system, I don't think. So we've got our positive reinforcement resource feedback loop rolling pretty quickly here. I do need to check out what that curiosity is. That would probably be a good idea. We can throw some influence at that real fast. Or, I guess we could just do it with industry. That also works. Population decreasing. People are starving on Veni. Oh, just temporarily, because Veni's sending a lot of food to Gistrad. That's fine. We also have another trading company, which is probably the thing I want to happen here next. And we have now developed enough behemoth technology for a second behemoth, which is a thing that I do want to prioritize. You know, I'm going to do this here. And then it'll get done faster than it looks. You know, now that we have the microwave pipes, that'll help a lot. We do want to get all that stuff done. All right. The change in behemoth design, which we wanted to do after putting that other behemoth in the queue, gives us... So the basic node analyzer is extra dust and influence around those nodes. I don't think we care about that so much. I think we really want to do this. We want to focus real hard on the stellar node study. Slightly upgraded version of that. We don't need to have a terraforming behemoth run around. I'm not really sure how useful these climate engineering modules actually are. You spend so little time terraforming. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing that's actually worth having. Alright, what is the dust cost of that retrofit? It's 1979, which is just an extremely easy to generate number. Here's the thing. We have way too much of both of these. Problem solved. Let's retrofit you, and then when that other thing comes out, we'll retrofit that. Honestly, I know we already have a lot of technologies and stuff, but probably it's worth getting multi-thread management. We now are in a place where our dust output is enough that we can be buying stuff out with dust. We have a great big pile of resources to expend here. Alright, Nos has some good strong influence growth. Because we want to limit the amount that Virgo is pushing back on Nos, because it is reducing the amount that we're gaining from the border friction thing here, if they are actually pushing back. We are definitely within basic demand territory, but we want to go further. You know what else we should do? We should probably see if we can get peace with this alliance. I don't want them turning on me. And the Unfallen are probably the ones that it makes the most sense to try to figure this out with. Although, actually, hold on. Do the Vaulters... It looks like the Vaulters don't have trading companies. I was going to say, if we could negotiate some good trading company stuff while getting peace there, it probably would be worthwhile.
Greet you again.
Okay, yes. You remember that we were just talking. I'm very impressed with your AI. Let's see what the suggested terms are. That's actually 100% fine? Yeah, I'm like way down with that. Although it looks to me like we could maybe give them considerably less Hyperium and still make this happen. How would you even make that noise? Look at your face. You don't even have a mouth. I can see that you don't have a mouth. Just gonna try to get the cheapest version of this possible, even though 72 Hyperium is effectively no cost for us, just because it's a dominance thing. It's, it's a real power move. Seems like he has plenty of Hyperium. I don't know why he even wants it. How about that? How about that slightly worse deal? Are we cool? Are we good? Are we friends? He's thinking real hard about it. Okay, great. That makes it way less likely that we will get randomly attacked. I'm absolutely not joining your alliance. Seems terribly dangerous. While the Amoeba have always been connoisseurs of art and culture, Their passions have recently been inflamed by the discovery of unusual artistic forms from archaeological sites. Sonic art, emotive art, and radiant art are new forms based on very, very old works. Now they are eagerly seeking all sorts of ruins and luxuries anywhere they can find them. A passion for beauty and refinement risks becoming a simple lust for loot. Keep them happy, but don't let them get crazy. So search 30% of the galaxy, just makes all of your amoebas generate more food. Or possess at least 5 influence buildings. I think we want to take the uncover version of this, not because it's easier to do, but because it gives science, it gives some science political will. And then, honestly, it wouldn't be that hard to send a single ship out, especially now that we have friendly territory that we can send it out through. Just have it, like, fly this way. Okay. We discovered a trap. That Signal Curiosity was a trap. There was a single pirate ship there. Very difficult to care about. And you... What party are you in? You're in the Ecologist Party, so you're not currently in our government. But you could be. That might happen, again. Possibly. Or we could just get... Does Serta have hot planets? I don't even remember. No, Serta is a very cold system. There is a hot planet, but we're not on it. And also, it's coated in acid, which is a real problem. So this is fine, not great. To be perfectly honest with you, I think we're going to grab Rousing Orator before she moves on to anything else. Okay, yeah, Nusicon has enough population to benefit from the microwave pipes, and now let's go and look at things to do with all this dust. I would like to buy out that behemoth. It is non-trivial to do so. However, we have this big stockpile of resources that we really don't need. 200 might be a little much. We're not using it though, right? Alright, let's just get that done and then get you to building science buildings, which we desperately need. Oh, actually, we're population capped here. Get control of that first. And actually, Cert has a ton of amoebas now, so I think we're gonna seed some more systems with amoebas. This will give us some room to grow for a minute here. So let's send these guys to Gonos. That trip shouldn't take too long, and there's plenty of room there for them to grow. No sense in sending anybody to Orm because there's just not enough space here. But does Nusican have amoebas? It does not, and it should. Let's send one from the capital. Oh no, let's not send one from the capital because then there won't be one here. Maybe we just wait a turn. You're actually losing food, but very temporarily. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. Especially, I hate to say it this way, but like mechanically speaking, if it's Imperials who are starving, that actually works out okay for us because it makes it more likely that we will have it makes it more likely that they'll regrow as amoebas. Alright, so our patrol ship is forced to retreat by the Sophon ships who have no interest in allowing anyone in anywhere. We might be able to negotiate peace with the Sophons as well. Might be beneficial to do so. I'm just looking for other places to usefully spend this dust. Unfortunately, dust buyout prices for things are completely bananas. We did steal the marketplace tech that gives access to heroes, didn't we? I suppose we could work with this. Oh, what are you? Is that guy just Faceless Void? I don't have any idea what race he is. He's from the Primitives group, which is food and industry. He's actually a pretty good hero. And you know, like, I'm not wild about counselors, but there's some okay stuff here. What? He's a pacifist? Our pacifist party is currently doesn't even have a leader. This dude's actually a pretty good fit for our needs. Yeah, let's go ahead and hire him in. That's a thing to do with our dust. And then really, we just want to put him somewhere where we need more population growth and there's a fair number of Imperials. So, like, Serta is already covered. Gonos is not a bad call. Really just needs to be kind of somewhere. He is unfortunately level 1. Probably colonize that. And then we could maybe hire some more heroes on. Right, we have some other ways of generating money. I'm a little leery of selling adamantium, but it's at a very high individual price right now. If we wanted to sell some of our adamantium, we could probably hire in 2 more heroes. What's your deal? You are a Nakalim. So there's plus food for Nakalim, plus food and plus approval. Yeah, Lucky Windfall's actually pretty good. This is not going to be useful to us, but it's a good skill in general. It's just not good for our situation. I don't know. Not amazing. I'm not wild about that one. Varb could be the leader of our religious party, although I wouldn't expect the religious party to be in the Senate very much. We could take this guy on. It's another counselor, which is fine. And from the primitive, or from the U-socials, so influence and food and industry, and then influence or approval, and then yeah. Honestly, not bad. I like him. Let's get that guy in here, and then one more. There is a level 3. He's an Epistus, but he's a Seeker, which is, I think, probably the worst of all of the... I like Technologists. Like, a Technologist would be really good for us. So we might take him just based on that. Do we have any other... We do not have any other Technologist heroes available to us. We do have a Riftborn. I think Riftborn have some good plus science stuff. Yeah. And then that's also, obviously, pretty good. He's a Guardian, which is not terrible. It's not ideal, but it's not terrible. Yeah, man. Maybe we want him. Together they would be 15. We could make 15 happen. We could hire both these guys. So let's say we wanted to hire... Yeah. That'll do. Oh, the purchasing one of them... Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say purchasing one of them, I think, will drive up the price of the remaining ones. But no, actually not a problem. Okay, so let's throw down some heroes. We want... So Hadrilenko's running stuff here. Nos is already governed. Gonos and Cert both are as well. Veni could really still use a push. So let's get... the U-Social in on Veni. We want the Technologist in a cold system, ideally. Does any of your stuff care about planet types at all? I don't think so, right? Yeah, just per planet. And then obviously that stuff is pretty agnostic. So it doesn't matter where we assign Ting. The Epistus wants to be on a cold system. And the Riftborn, I think it also doesn't matter. He wants to be in a place where there are considerable anomalies, if possible. Yeah, he's very anomaly-focused. Honestly, this is a pretty good spot for him, then. And we're going to have to reduce those anomalies, but I think they still count even once reduced. The cold system... Honestly, the cold system we're talking about is probably Nos, but we can't reassign Dimitri just yet. So we'll just shove this hero elsewhere for the moment. And its here are of a variety of temperatures. Yeah, we'll just jam the Epistus here for the moment. He can just help get stuff built. We have enough population here that this is an okay thing to do. This system really needs an amoeba pretty badly. We'll be able to ship one over next turn. And then that just leaves the guy who can go anywhere. So he will. Honestly, Nakar still has a fair amount of big stuff to build. And is quick enough at building it. This will be a good way of leveling him up. Okay, we made some pretty good use of all of the stuff that we've stockpiled there. And 4.4k for this. We're working on it. That is the next thing influence is going into. What's the offensive power of this ship? 573. This pirate's going to take 1,000,000 years to get to cert. I was considering just having this pirate, or having the behemoth wait here, but I don't care that much. He's not a real danger to us.
It is refreshing to see that we are not the only sent.
Pooling of our scientific wisdom would benefit all, which makes me a little leery of it, because I like things that benefit me and not you. Keep moving. Just keep moving. Don't stop anywhere for anything. We should probably try to negotiate peace with this alliance as well. I'm gonna let our influence against them cap out. We're gonna make a demand, and then we can push for peace with them.
By our proposal.
You and the other player gain an incremental boost to your research. You know what? Honestly, this is probably better for us than it is for them. I'm gonna accept, even with the influence cost. I think that's reasonable. We have a lot of influence gains to still put into play here. I'm not too worried. This would give us one more population space. Is that better than, like, building pulvis production? Probably. Just, like, more population. Especially more population on Kairos is pretty good. Alright, we're about to have another trade company headquarters, so we would just put the subsidiary on Nos, which is definitely a buyout. Nos needs a little bit of help. We're going to have to be spending a lot of stuff on it. And honestly, we're building a lot of science buildings. We're doing a lot of science-based, a lot of science-focused research. I'm fairly confident that we are going to be able to get the scientist party back in the government in the next election. Alright, big approval boost for the Empire, which is nice. We're definitely taking this. This is a total no-brainer. Orm does generate a fair amount of influence, and so the influence bonus would be nice. But this ideology boost will last through the election. And also, you know, science. I do like science. Alright, you should probably, on Veni... What's the population of Veni right now? It's like 16, 13? Pretty hard to not take this, given that. It's a fair amount of extra food. And Ting is going to grab some of that. Alright, so what do we need to build here now? Well, I mean, obviously this would be nice. Being able to actually build F-Reality Institutes would also be nice. It's a rough thing to be mining antimatter at the speed that we're mining it. How expensive is it to buy more? It's actually pretty expensive. That's a high price. Prices for antimatter and adamantium are both, like, crazy right now. So if I wanted to buy the 9 of this that it would take, it would be 5.7k. We might be able to make that happen. We can totally make that happen. People really love deciduous trees. And then we'll also sell, like, a bunch of that. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and buy the antimatter. We're gonna make this... We're gonna start this up. This is more important, I think, than the National Museum. We still don't have microwave pipes here. That's a thing we ought to fix. Would it be at all reasonable for me to buy another 10 antimatter? 6.5k. Yeah, that's pretty doable. Let's say we sell 20 more of that. Okay, we do need to get mining stuff functional here. Also need this trade company. But I think that the terraforming still has to be first priority. It's a pretty big deal. You need slightly more money to retrofit. That's a very easy amount of money to generate. Okay, so the behemoths are generating for us quite a bit of science at this point. We're at 3724. That number is getting respectable. So let's see. Next turn we'll have even better... Well, we'll refit them with even better modules. And then we have to research 2 more things in this tier. And then 3 things in the top tier. And then we have to get to the top of this quadrant and research 3 things in the top tier here. And that's what gives us Genius of the Endless. And then, obviously, by the time we have enough science for that to be a reasonable thing, we're really going to be cooking, right? We're going to be moving fast. Oh, also, new colony rule, still running. Totally forgot about it. I guess we do have another system building, don't we? Yep, and we have food chips incoming. I should have left that on. That's right, I had that on for a reason. Never mind. It was not the case that I had just forgotten to turn it off. It's the fact that Gistrad is still generating food. We're still actually benefiting from it. Although at this point we have so many approval bonuses that honestly, we probably don't need it. Let's see if they'll let me just through here. Try to explore this way. Okay, you, my friend, are also going to pick up Optimal Operations Expert. It turns out the optimal play is to take the thing that says optimal in its name. Is that 10 amoeba that we've hit? Okay. So that's a little bit more political will for the ecologists, as well as progress toward this thing, which is obviously very, very good. I'm not too worried about that. Remember, those notifications come in really early. They've taken us back to Cold War. We got 3 notifications for it. So we restarted the population boost already. Trader's Reach is eager to continue contributing. And unfortunately, we don't have the resources to do any of the other science buildings there at the moment. Got lots of microwave pipes finishing all over the place, which is always just a wonderful thing to see. And what are the 2 technologies that we want most from this tier? Obviously, stuff like cosmetic genetics has a lot of value. Improved population density on our planets is a big deal. Low Kelvin sciences will also give us the greater vision range on our systems. Ultra deep habitats will let us actually explore all the curiosities. Climate engineering gives a science building that doesn't cost any strategics, so that should probably be next. And then, as much as I do want to take ultra deep habitats, I think we're going to. I like this too. I like Applied Casimir Effect a lot. But I think we'll take these and then move on. We'll come back for Applied Casimir Effect later. Maybe. So this turn we have the improved Behemoth modules. Let's just go ahead and slot those. And the Behemoth techs that allow us to increase the number of support slots in our Behemoths would be really nice to have. We're looking at... Okay, not actually that expensive of an upgrade. We can definitely make those happen. Just sell 20 more of these. Alright, so this node is now putting out 960 science with a massive cost reduction toward a lot of techs that we'll have to research very soon. I'm pretty happy with our position here. And it turns out this actually is just pirate ships. They're Sophon pirates as well. Maybe spawned by a quest or something. Okay, let's continue to push onward. Oh, we can do this now, that's nice. Probably the trade company is next. Make sure all of those routes are running. You guys are fine right where you are. That food ship is going to settle Gistrad. So the moment that arrives, we're good. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. I was gonna send an amoeba to Nusicon. Which system do I want to send the amoeba from? Probably from here, right? Oh, I can't do it from here. There's only one there. Just thinking in terms of like population density, giving us the ability to grow additional amoebas. Here, we'll do it from here. That's fine. Okay. We met the Cravers. Hooray! Always pleasant. Always a joy.
For the moment,
Okay, that's not a big deal for us. We don't care about those rolls. We certainly don't need any of them. Yeah, I'm a little worried about the implementation of the academy system. The rolls are not, aside from the Spear of Isiander, which you very much might want. The rolls don't actually seem powerful enough to care about very much. Do we want better mining tech here? We probably want more direct dust production. I mean, what we really want is the F-Reality Institute, but things are expensive, it turns out. We can build this and then come back for the Reality Institute. So how many more? We need 2 more techs, behemoth techs, for another behemoth. We don't have any of those on the way up to where we're going. But we might want to stop off and grab some of these, like mission flexibility. Yeah, that's pretty good. I suppose there's not really a lot of reason to cap out this quadrant first, since we need both of them done to get to Genius of the Endless anyway. I mean, I do want, obviously, the science buildings. But maybe ultra deep habitats could wait a little bit. Like if we put this here, and then also got just like behemoth exploitation because it's a very cheap technology, then in 4 turns we can build 1 more behemoth. Our behemoths will have more slots on them so that we can make them even more effective at the thing they're doing. Yeah, I like that. And we are 1 turn away from another hack on Mira, which honestly might give us another useful technology. We don't need these guys to be hanging out here anymore. At least we can send one of them to Cert. And do I care about these random unknown ships? How good is their medium ship? 1,000 offense, 300 defense. Compares actually somewhat favorably to my own. And if I have this battleship leave, then this system is going to be immediately under siege, which is really annoying. Go ahead and do the standard setup play here. I would like to get control of Gistrad too. It being a temperate planet is actually makes it fairly valuable even if we don't actually want any people to live on it. We also need lava colonization. How close is Veni to population cap? Like 6 off? Okay, it's not an emergency, but it's a thing to think about in the near future. Alright, so we're through to the other side of Sophon territory. We should be able to get the amoeba boost pretty soon here. Right, how's my other scout doing? It's almost to new territory. Okay, that thing happened, which I totally forgot we were even doing. If we defeat those guys, we'll get a new shielding module, which seems not very good, to be perfectly honest with you. We are absolutely accepting refugees at this time. I do so love more points of population. Did you know, having people in your empire, pretty good idea. Okay, so advanced fusion power. Is it the case that all of the stuff that they have that I actually could use is in the military quadrant? Oh, they have maximized exploitation. Let's just grab this. Grab lava colonization right now. Sigma is going to grab the other point of this thing, and now we have these pirates that were spawned by this quest that I do have to deal with, which is annoying. They are probably going to kill me, but I don't really have a lot of we have to fight them. They're gonna maraud around and just be pains. Oh, apparently I won. Wow, I won while not taking any damage at all? Oh, these guys are missile ships. Yeah. I just shot down all of the incoming projectiles while killing them. Missiles are, sometimes, and actually this fleet is also all missiles. So we could probably do the same thing. Maybe I'm pushing it a little bit here. But let's see if we can wipe these guys out too, so that I can have this battleship go somewhere else. Yeah, missiles are in a rough place, design-wise, right now, because it's just so easy to put a couple of bullet ships in your fleets and have enemy missiles be completely eradicated with no effort at all on your part. Because the bullet weapons are already pretty good. Alright, what else do we want to do here? We're gonna take this over pretty soon, which is cool. It's a little bit of extra money for us. Climate engineering is next turn. I'm not sure what my next influence spend is. Oh, I should definitely keep hacking. Do we want to keep hacking Mira, or do I want to start hacking Rigashi? I guess is a question. Let's do Mira. We could afford to take some of this military tech. That'd be okay for us. It's kind of amazing how bad their anti-hacking defenses are. Alright, is that point of amoeba population? Okay, yes, it is in the air. What about Trader's Reach? Does Trader's Reach want amoebas? Of course it does. What a ridiculous question. Hey, Venny, send one of your now 2 points of amoebas to Trader's Reach. Don't worry, it's just a name. And overall, we're doing very well, even though we do have a small amount of overcolonization penalty. We're doing very, very well at approval. Some of that is temporary bonuses that will come to an end, so we had to keep an eye on things, but on the whole, our empire's just, like, humming along in a way that doesn't really require a ton of maintenance. Oh yeah, this is what I was spending influence on next, right? I did have a plan. Every once in a while, I have a plan. So once we've done this... Oh hey, somehow this didn't trigger until just now? I feel like we've gained new population types between the time we got that and now, but alright. Veni is... It is a hot system. In fact, all 5 of the planets there are hot. So this is pretty good. That said, we probably should do something about some of these planets, because they're not all super livable. We probably want to just skip putting people on Veni 3, so let's take over Veni 2. Oh, AI labor is phenomenal here. Actually, probably, like, the highest possible priority. Every planet's hot, and 2 of them are both hot and sterile. Alright, and Gonos does not need additional colonization. We can probably stay off of Gonos 2 for the moment. I don't know that we get a ton of benefit out of that. Now that we're starting to reach off of Gonos 4, it's probably worth picking up Huzuri and also the field generators. And then once we have those things, you know, we have a lot of science, may as well do this as well. And here on Nos, we can buy this as well. Maybe take expanded mines. We'll just buy this one. So let's put some more planet colonization in the queue next. What is the next most sensible planet to pick up? It's okay, definitely Nos 3. So you guys work on that slowly, and we'll buy the expanded mining as soon as we can. Yeah, alright, I like it. We got climate engineering, which is a thing we should start building in places, but obviously we're building a lot of awfully important stuff right now. It's not like anybody's slacking here. As soon as we finish mission flexibility, we'll redesign the behemoths one more time. And like, our overall empire population is getting pretty good. The size of our empire is pretty good. The science output has been continuing to rise sharply. Yeah, like, we're really, really making headway on our rate of research. Okay, that event has come to an end, which is fine. It's not a big deal. Adrialenko can, at this point, start picking up fleet stuff. Like... Yeah, 10% fleet health, that's okay. He is ready to transition into a commander if we need him to be one, but honestly, we may not. And then, like, Hive Mind doesn't actually feel that good. We have a lot of ways of controlling our approval now. And at this point, the new colony law, the approval boost is over and stuff. We can afford to drop that. We could go to Make Love Not War, but we don't really have to at the moment, so I think we'd maybe just leave that slot open. We could also do, like, Brains Over Bucks, actually. Kind of like that. And these non-party laws have no cost. Because we have enough income now that even with that, we're still very positive. We should also, at some point, start plowing dust into our trade companies to help grow their science output. But even in the game where we won economically, you could see the science output of trading companies doesn't ever really get great. But this is a cheap thing to do for a little while. I think we want the luxury in science rather than the dust in the science. Is that? I was just thinking it would be nice if we were getting hydromiel faster. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. It'll take a little while for those benefits to really become obvious. We do have a fertile system here, so this is pretty alright. And then, like, this is still 1 science per citizen. I suppose we ought to build it. AI laborers, maybe. Maybe a thing that ought to go first. What we really need to do is get this F-Reality Institute running. We'll get there. In this system, this is honestly just not very good. Yeah, magnetic field generators, on the other hand, totally fine. A lot of stuff here that is totally fine. And Gistrad actually has pretty good... wow. Gistrad's almost full, because those two remnants settled here immediately. I wonder... Well, first of all, we definitely don't have specializations up everywhere, but I wonder if we should just terraform this down a little bit. Making it fertile would certainly be helpful. Terraforming it to a jungle so it gains 2 population slots and also +4 food per turn. Yeah, I think that's worth doing. It'll be a lot easier to run that system with that being with that not being an arid planet. And wait, did I? No, mission flexibility is finished next turn. Okay, let's play out the next turn at least. I know that the video's getting a little long. Actually, why would I have you be here when you could be over there? Did I miss one? I totally did. Nakar still, yeah. Nakar still has a lot of stuff to build. Okay, we actually have population on Nakar 1, so I guess this does something now. But yeah, let's grab this first, because Raya, obviously, benefits from that quite a bit. Oof, we still need system developments all over the place. I'm not going to spend a ton of dust right this second. Let's get mission flexibility, figure out what the new design for the behemoths actually looks like, and then we'll figure out where we can afford to spend dust buying resources and rushing stuff. Okay, you guys go into defense mode. At some point we'll have enough command points to get those 2 battleships into a single fleet, probably. On Cert, this is definitely worth getting. We really want that extra hydromiel. You just keep picking up basic stuff. It's good to see the new heroes leveling up so quickly. Definitely take Blue Sky Speculator for you. And we do now have the ability to build another behemoth. Do we want to just do that here right now? Well, let's get the other planet, and then we have just enough resources to build one F-Reality Institute. So this is the button I want. Nakar and Cert are both strong contenders for that, but Cert's very busy, and Nakar is also fairly busy. Well, let's do it here. We'll make that a higher priority. honestly, yeah, the highest priority. And we don't have a ton of other stuff that needs doing. This is actually going to be a pretty quick one. Alright, let's talk about these behemoths. 2 slots. You know, better than nothing. So that's not going to be a very expensive retrofit then, probably. No, it is. Each of those modules is actually very expensive. Slotting in new stuff is very expensive. Oh no, the problem is just that I was like, wait, did I already retrofit that other one? No, I don't have the money to do so. Very expensive, like I was saying. Okay, this node is now producing 1600 science, and we have the resources necessary to build another behemoth, or rather the tech necessary. It would be... it would be a lot of buyout to make that happen, but we absolutely need to do it. Benny's not going to have a ton to do in a moment, so we could start it here. And just let it take some of the cost off. We definitely would have to retrofit that, though, because we can't build a behemoth with 2 movement there. So let's jam some engines in it first. That'll still take a while to get where we're going, but I'm trying to keep the cost of the eventual retrofit down as well. Maybe it should just be as fast as it can be. Replace all of the slots. And we'll figure out the retrofit cost. We'll get there. But somebody's got to build the chassis of this damn thing. Okay, it's a little unorthodox, but basically totally fine. Alright, so let's just take stock really quickly here. We're getting real close to being at the top tier of the science quadrant. Top tier does have some cool stuff in it. The School of Geniuses, the Pocket Laboratory, both obviously very good. Sometimes hyperlight acceleration's great, not so much for us, I think. There's additional population slots available here. Lunar Suburbs is pretty cool. And then over here, of course, you just have a nice flat science building. For us, it's only going to be 10% science, and it's very expensive, so honestly, I think we probably won't bother getting it. But like Citizen Science and the OCP Investigation Unit are both good for us. We actually have quite a few negative anomalies we'd like to deal with. And then we also have the ability to push up here and grab more stuff like the Exavolt Beam Focus, which is just way better than that other building, or, you know, autonomous mining to allow us to do some of this thing. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the optimal path is from where we're going to where we are to where we're going. We're only 1 tech off of level 4 system developments, but that's definitely not a thing we need to be in a hurry to pursue, given how much difficulty we're even having getting our systems to level 3. Yeah, I don't know what the best path is, like I said, but I think the path we're taking right now is working. Our science per turn is continuing to climb very rapidly, and really, what else could we ask for? So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time, tomorrow. We are knocking on the door of the forbidden knowledge once held by the Endless. Maybe we'll actually get there. And we'll see you then.